guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really bringing the fucking energy.
I am. Bringing it today, guys.
Hi.
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 Wow. Clear eyes.
I'm just going to sit over here. Oh, Davy.
Well, hopefully we can top last week's podcast.
I don't know if it'll be that difficult.
We're not starting well.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're coming out the gate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Walking My Wheels. The podcast talks about anything, has absolutely no structure. Just me rolling through life with some pretty awesome friends.
Are we walking or are we walking?
Walking. I'm rolling. Keep rolling. Sorry for mentioning Limp Bizkit.
Remember, no bueno.
I'm your co-host, Derek. Hello, everybody out there. With
Hi,
me today.
Derek.
What's up?
What's going on,
Griz?
Derek?
Not much, Matt. That's Matt and Griz, our other co-hosts.
Hello, interwebs.
Hi, interwebs.
You're taking my thing. I don't know if I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Matt's thing.
Gee willikers.
Can you do, what's his head saying hello, interwebs? What's his name? Oh, why am I drawing a blank?
Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Christopher Walken saying hello.
Hello, interwebs.
I love it.
You just got to find where to place the comma in the sentence.
Can you do the opening? Do the opening. Welcome to Walking My Wheels.
Welcome to Walking My Wheels. Show with absolutely no structure. It's me rolling through life with some awesome friends.
Not bad, not bad. Oh, shoot.
You're using my voice all wrong. I don't appreciate what you're doing here. I feel like I'm just a little bit of a pawn.
You are. Thank you.
No problem.
Ooh, appreciate that.
And that right there was better than the
I
entire
don't-
podcast last week.
To all the mothers out there, sorry for disappointing you.
I can't.
And we just lost Derek.
Derek's going to need a minute to collect himself. No.
Oh, gosh. That's some funny shit, man.
Hey.
Thank you for the laughter. Oh, man. So y'all are good then, huh? You good?
Just walking in a winter wonderland over here.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of winter wonderland, I'm stoked. I'm going to be 3 weeks from the time we air this podcast going down to Florida. Going to see, so pretty stoked about that.
Pretty stoked about
Going to
that
see
winter
Maiden,
wonderland.
right?
Going to see Maiden in Tampa. So very, very excited. It's only 3. We're like in the home stretch for this now. Really stoked. And while I'm down there, going to see the Salvador Dali Museum.
Very nice.
Yeah, and they have a new museum now, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I went once when it was the old place, but apparently this place is much bigger, and it was built just for the museum. So it's all like surrealistic and weird stuff everywhere. So I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, I'm about to have a good time. So it's 3 weeks. I'm sure you'll be hearing more and more about it as it comes closer. So
Dolly, he was the guy with the melting clocks.
yeah, I actually want to get that fur tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, on the back of my left shoulder. I want to get... Sorry, I have the hiccups, everybody out there. I apologize for that.
It's the hot and the cold together.
Oh, it's so good.
It's that McDLT of drinks.
Totally.
Big DLT. I feel like we need to post that. That commercial.
That
needs to
could be done.
Yeah, that commercial is going to get posted when we air this podcast. McDLT. That's so funny. Lost my train of thought. Where was I?
You're Salvador. Oh, you're going to get the Salvador Dali tattoo.
Oh, yeah. What I want to get is on the back of my left shoulder is have a branch kind of growing out of my back and have a melting clock hanging over that branch and have that casting a shadow onto my skin.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool design. So, but
Are you going to draw this yourself?
no, it's already been done by Dolly. Just the branch needs to be readjusted,
But is it cool anymore? Because it sounds like a video by the Dixie Chicks.
No, it's
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I'm not even gonna,
He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Griz. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry, I'll share it to the wall.
All right.
And the windows.
No.
By the time you see this, He will not be getting this tattoo.
So, really, did they steal from?
No, they did a surrealistic, trippy video.
Well, it's the reason Salvador Dali, that picture I saw at a very young age, and it's the reason I like art and do art, is specifically because of that. I saw the original in Museum of Modern Art in New York City once, and it's like this 6x13 painting. It's tiny. It's this tiny little painting.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's totally badass. But
yeah, I want to go up to I want to go back up to DC. Every time I've gone up there, I've been with the kids, and did want to drag them through the art museum.
Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's free too, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
Dude, I'd love to do a DC
You got the
trip.
Capitol on one end, and you got the Abraham Lincoln on the other end of the mall area. You got the Washington Monument kind of about a third of the way up from Lincoln, and then you have all of the museums around the National Mall area. Nice. So it's pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff. I just never went to the art museum. Definitely want to check that out.
Did you go to like the? It's a bunch of different museums, right?
Yeah, there's the natural history, the American,
the aviation.
Yeah, you have two of those. You have one that's in the mall area, and then you have one that's kind of outside of Washington D.C. in Virginia, where the SR-71 Blackbird is, and some other bigger planes that are too big for the.
Oh yeah, right on.
That was in the Transformers movie. If you ever saw that one,
badass.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally.
The trip just for the SR-71 is pretty badass. Have you ever seen one up close?
Nope.
No.
They used to have one on the Intrepid. Like the actual ship, museum.
See, that would be cool to go because I've never.
Man, I haven't
never seen
an
aircraft carrier.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
I remember I drove through Philadelphia.
I've seen one. I've never been on one.
Well, it was at sunset, but I drove through Philadelphia, and I could see the battleships. I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Battleships are pretty awesome.
Yeah. Just the sheer size as well, but I actually want to go check it out. That's one thing. I've never been on a cruise. And just the sheer size of those cruise ships and stuff would be just.
I hear that cruises
awesome.
are really a hit or a miss. It depends who you talk to. Because some people are saying, "Oh, cruises are the best bang for its buck. It's a wonderful time. They feed you and all that. All you have to really worry about is your alcohol bill." And then I talk to other people who are like, "It sucks. You're stuck in this boat."
Yeah, stuck in this little room. You hear the engines the entire time you're there. So yeah, it really depends on where you.
Depends who you're talking to. Yeah, or where
Yeah.
you're actually on the boat. As well,
I'm kind of torn if I'd even want to go, but
because you'll know half hour, 45 minutes.
I know
in.
a lot of people also do a lot of traveling. It's it was the amount of time you get to spend at port. You don't really get to see a place.
Yeah, you have
and you only see the port and something really not nearby, like an excursion. So I know a lot of people who used to do a lot of cruises will also just do they'll just go to a destination and spend a couple weeks or a week or a couple weeks there. So
take the cruise, use it as
I've never done a
plane,
cruise, but I'd want to do one.
Take a cruise instead to the place you're going to, get off there, and then hop on a new cruise coming home.
Yeah,
use it as a bus ticket.
Yeah,
right.
Actually, might be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about travel. What was your best vacation?
My best vacation? As a kid, Hawaii.
You were telling me about that. Because was it a timeshare that they had?
No, my grandparents owned, I want to say a timeshare, but they, or either that or they owned it. Because they used to live out in Hawaii, so I think they owned it.
Oh, okay.
I think they still own it. I'm not sure. And basically, it was the back porch. You go on the porch, and you have a beach in front of you, and then an island to your left and an island to your right. Not far to your left or right, but like an island at 11 o'clock and then an island at 1 o'clock. I mean, it's right there, and obviously far away. So it's just I've never seen
really
anything
picturesque.
Yeah. Out of a freaking magazine. So, being a young punk, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, I found it just to be beautiful. It was amazing. And then the crater, waking up at 4 a.m. to go see a sunrise, what would you freaking do? And then you get there, and there's a giant-ass crater on the top of the volcano, and the sunrise comes up, and it casts the shadows in there. It's like you could have fit like 50 football fields inside this top of this volcano. It was just gigantic.
Right. Then you're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Go see the sunset.
yeah, so I didn't really necessarily do anything, but it was quite fascinating.
Yeah, I would like to go somewhere to see lava. I actually want to see.
Yeah, I've never seen lava, but yeah,
I'd love
see
to
like
see
a nice like a pour, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty epic.
Not. Did you see that thing a few weeks ago that was going around Facebook? Maybe like a month ago.
Oh, when it was just pouring out the side of like into the ocean.
No, like they were doing like a group of people, and there's a news site there, and they were filming it, and the volcano went off, and it was shooting hot lava was landing, and hot rocks were landing around everybody.
Running.
And yeah, it was like a legit thing. It started to explode.
Yeah, I don't think I want to tempt fate enough to actually, go look inside of a crater, probably melt your face off like in.
You mean like 3
Indiana
miles
Jones
from like binocular view?
I would like to be close enough to feel the heat and actually see the lava flow. I think that would be pretty awesome.
Did you just say Indiana Jones?
Yeah,
I would like to be put in a metal rack.
No.
Hovered down into it.
What I was talking about was the Indiana Jones. I said melt your face off was Raiders Lost Ark.
Nice,
right?
And when they
yeah. Or you could have gone with the real lava from Indiana Jones.
and Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Kalima.
Shang-Chi.
We're such nerds.
I know, right? What's
Nah,
wrong?
man, that's a film classic. Seriously,
It's good. It's just not my.
have you seen? There was
It's not my
a
fave.
Where
Indiana Jones.
Where have you gone?
I have been. Let's see here.
Oh, by the way, this is what's happening. This is happening, so plan on it. We're all going to need $1,000 each.
Okay.
Because when the Millennium Falcon Hotel opens up down in Florida, we're going to go. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, just clarifying that. That's
Well, we'll have to get a GoFundMe going. No, I'm just kidding.
Why would you kid about that? That's an actually phenomenal idea.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
send us to a Star Wars hotel,
Please send us. We'll do a live podcast from there. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
yeah,
That'd be
right
great.
All right.
Cool, sweet.
I have been out to San Diego, up to L.A., up to San Francisco, flew back.
Why?
Went to go see my grandfather.
Okay.
He lived in L.A., went to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. So I've been to Disneyland, but I have not been to Disney World.
Apparently Disney World is 100 times better.
Yeah, and it's 100 times bigger.
Yep. And apparently they're making a Star Wars land too.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So back to Star Wars.
Yeah, sorry,
apparently.
I can't help it.
Right on. So you went through there, and then you said you went up further north as well.
That was just kind of like a business trip. I worked for a guy who bought and sold heavy equipment for a summer. So I got to
Smuggle it in your butt.
plead the fifth. So we drove up to Chicago, and that was interesting to see the.
That's a strong muscle group.
So we got right on the outskirts of Chicago, and then we drove up to North Baltimore, and then we were like, "Hey, let's just drive," because we were up there for 3 days, and we went up through Delaware, got on the interstate, got stuck in traffic, and had to do a detour in Philadelphia. So we didn't do anything except for just driving the interstate through Philadelphia, and
Yeah.
see here, been a lot to Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Myrtle Beach.
I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
As when you drove up to Chicago,
Yeah.
at some point did you say there are 106 miles to Chicago?
We got a full tank of gas, half bag of
Yes.
cigarettes, it's dark, and wearing sunglasses.
Yes. Did you say
Did
that?
it? No, I didn't.
Missed opportunities, man.
I need to go to Chicago with someone that actually knows that reference.
I don't know that reference.
Blues Brothers, man.
No, I don't. I've never seen.
I'm surprised that you actually had to look that up.
I don't know it off the top of my head. I wanted to get the quote right.
You could have just asked me.
Well, I didn't know that you had it down like that. So,
That's his favorite movie.
yeah, exactly.
It's like top 3.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I guess
4 fried chickens and some dry white toast and a Coke.
There we go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I feel like I should
So I've
probably watch that.
I've only been to Florida once, and that was to a little bit west of Panama. And I've been to Louisiana.
Okay.
Been to New Orleans.
What was your favorite then? What was your favorite place that you visited?
Man, favorite place? Probably San Diego.
Why?
Because the weather was awesome. Actually, I take that back.
Weather has
Take
such
that
a
back.
factor to do with
It does.
vacations.
It really does.
You
It
can go
does.
to you
I
go
did.
to Florida, and if it's raining the whole time, it sucks.
Actually, I take that back. The coolest thing that I ever did was go to the Loveland Pass in Colorado. It's the Continental Divide, where you have the rivers on each side of the mountain will go to the Atlantic or the Pacific. And I was wearing shorts and T-shirt. We were having a snowball fight on top of the mountain.
That's kind of cool, man.
In July.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Why do I feel like that's like one of those places that a lot of people go and like throw something in the river to go either direction? Is that something that just people do? Because I feel like that somebody does that at least like once a day.
Probably. Yeah.
I didn't even know that there was a spot
on that
the
same trip. We also went to Moab, Utah, and went to Canyon.
Mother of all bombs, Utah.
Yeah. And we went to
there's a bad joke in there, but
and we went to Canyonlands National Park.
So you went to like see like the monuments, like the
went
big
through
canyons.
Monument Valley, but Canyonlands it's pretty cool. It's not as grand as the Grand Canyon, which I wasn't. Grand Canyon was okay, but I like.
You know what? That is like the best.
To me.
You're like, I've never heard of anybody walking up to the Grand Canyon and be like, it's just okay.
I know, meh.
No, okay. I looked at it, okay, because I have been to the Grand Canyon.
Millions of years for this to be carved out by water.
I know, but it's okay. It's a big hole. It's not really accessible. But with Canyonlands, you can rent a Jeep, and you can go jeeping through the entire thing. And they have those little windy roads that's only big enough for one car. Some of them, the tires hang off, and you're halfway up this sheer cliff.
Scary. That's just scary.
It's more hands-on than the Grand Canyon. You can just look at the Grand Canyon, but Canyonlands,
Would you like walk
explore.
up to it, like take a rock and like throw it, just like wait for a while for it to hit the ground, and be like, not that deep.
See deeper.
Oh gosh. You are a pig, my friend. A true pig.
That was amazing.
It was. That was
good.
I'm glad we didn't have that joke in last week's episode.
I believe every week we at least lose one female listener every week. They're just like, that's it.
That's it.
That's
I can't
it.
take this bullshit
That's
anymore.
the last time I listened to a smegma joke from Griz.
Why'd you have to bring that
I'm just saying.
You just wanted to make that joke. We had one deep enough reference right there.
I know. I held my mouth at like 3 times. I had a really good joke. I was like, I can't make that joke. It's just this big hole that you can't touch. It's just, well, how did... What? Don't do that to me. Like,
and holding in those jokes, now we know what those jokes are.
Yeah.
So, right on.
Thank you.
All right, Griz is done talking about vacations. You guys can talk for a moment now.
You're welcome.
I've overstepped my bounds.
No, man. Keep stepping. Step Up. You ever seen that movie, Step Up? I love those movies. Step Up movies? All day long I could watch that crap. Stupid. So, Vacation.
First of all, are those the dancing movies?
Oh, yeah, totally. They're awesome. No, not for the plot, just the dancing. Yeah, they're the dancing movies. Not the cheerleading. No, I'm not a fan of the cheerleading stuff.
He watches those in slow motion.
Really, that's so weird. I'm just saying. Everybody has their little thing that they like, and I like Step Up movies. I'm not going to lie. They're great. Pure entertainment. It's great dancing. Amazing choreography. Expand your horizons just a little. So.
I love the silence from Griz right now is making Derek more uncomfortable. He's like, damn it, I got to defend myself. I got to keep defending myself. Okay.
This is 2 weeks in a row. You guys are giving me shit, man.
You gave
well.
yourself that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
you
man.
did.
All right, everybody out
I
there.
love unicorns and butterflies.
I knew you did. Come on. All right, you can start talking, Matt.
Best. I mean, I've been a lot of different places, mostly in the United States.
Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
I heard it's like a big hole you can't touch.
Just like your Bob.
Oh,
that was bad. That was bad.
What's messed up is you've met my mom, and you will meet her again, and she listens to this. So, Mom, feel free to
Make him uncomfortable.
yes, please.
Yeah, totally make him uncomfortable.
You owe my mom an apology for that, sir.
I didn't clarify which mother.
No, man, that's no.
It was radio,
No.
technically. Yeah.
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 All right,
Well, anyway. I mean, I've been mostly where I've been is like to like Florida, and like we always go to Arkansas for the blues festival. Go to Helena, Arkansas, where everybody's like, why would you go to Helena, Arkansas? It's awesome blues festival, King Biscuit Blues Festival. Check it out, pretty awesome. But probably the best vacation that we had was my wedding gift from my parents, which was our
Muncie?
honeymoon.
Muncie.
Yes, it was Muncie, Indiana. We went to Muncie, Indiana, and it was delightful. No, we went to St. Lucia.
Oh,
And-
nice.
Yeah, so that was all expense paid, all inclusive.
Great gift, man.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and I mean, that whole entire it's a volcanic island, so the area that we were kind of like in a bay. We weren't on the ocean side, and it's really like insanely gentle. And we basically spent the week hanging out, drinking by the pool, and then because it's so gentle, there's not like waves. They have a you could just hang out like just like floating in the
Gentleness.
gentleness. It was amazing.
It's like Tybee Island when we went for that quick day trip.
even
That was hardly
even
any
calmer.
waves.
Even calmer. It was ridiculous. It was like a lake.
Like a lazy river.
Yes, of death. And then probably the coolest part of it.
Sounds horrible.
That sounds horrible.
Talk about another place, please.
No,
Another
I'm going to
flashbacks?
keep talking about it. And then what was cool was there's this, and I think me and Lauren told you about it, but I don't think we told Griz, was that there was a guide. We were told by a couple of friends that had went on their honeymoon. They had been to St. Lucia, the same place. They're like, I think they stayed at a different resort, but he goes around to all the resorts and was like, hey, you're going to see this guy. He's going to approach you on the beach. And it's going to seem kind of shady, but take this tour. And
This is a good story. This is a good story.
yeah, so normally like when you go to like an all-inclusive, if you haven't before, there's all those excursions that you can take. And it might be like, well, in this case, it would be like, a boat ride. It could be, go snorkeling, like they'll take you someplace off, like to go snorkeling and stuff. Basically, this guy took like 4 or 5 different excursions, and for like $100 each, you would go on them, and it's like just pick you up. He'd pick you up in the morning. He told you where to, meet him. Pick you up in the morning, and he took you out, and we got to see a bunch of the island. Like we got to see a part of where Pirates of the Caribbean was shot when they shot it at St. Lucia. They took us into this like really tiny, like narrow, like private bay that they told us because it's private. Like whenever there's a storm that comes through, that's where all like the local fishermen, everybody pull their boats in. So when they're getting washed in and out, they don't get washed out to sea. They can just kind of like stay in there. But Oprah has a house at the top of that, like like that area right there, as does George Foreman and Mick Jagger. They have like all their private homes like right there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like giant. You showed me a picture of Mick Jagger's home, was it?
George Foreman's, because George Foreman's looks like a George Foreman grill. The joke. It's just it looks
Totally
kind of
does.
like it's looks shaped. Well, it probably wasn't like purposely like that, but it just happens to be shaped like a George Foreman grill.
It's like straight like on the side of a hill.
Yeah, and it's just vistas. Like it's ocean and island as far as the eye can see. I mean, it's crazy. And then there was another area they like took us into. It was another hotel that used to be a sugar plantation, because sugar production was really big, in the Caribbean. And We went snorkeling there between the Pitones, which is their like that's their like visually like you think like New York City's like skyline. That's their view, you know. And basically it's two volcanoes where the volcanic pillars, like imagine like the inside, like they exploded, like the outside of the shell fell off, and what's inside is it's like what's left there is what was inside, like the actual pillars on the inside. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you're sitting between these like two amazing, like, you know, natural landforms, and you're snorkeling in like crystal clear blue waters. And it was crazy because I guess just because they live there and this is their business. All these other places they probably charge tourists like a ton of money to go to. They've got the island hookup, so it's like we show up with like the van, you know, like, you know, because he took us around on boat, but then like his friend who has a taxi picked us up and dropped us off at the next place, and then another taxi picked us up and brought us to another place, and we got in like just walk past the lines and stuff, and is pretty epic, you know, doing all this in like one day, taking like a mud bath and like in a volcano.
That's awesome.
And then finished with a home cooked meal, like it was his
Yeah,
aunt's
this
house.
is the part that impressed me the most.
Yeah, after all this, they give you lunch, and it's at his aunt's house. And you could tell that, like, I mean, when you drive through that area, you know, I mean, it's pure poverty. Like, which anybody who's been to most islands know that, like, when you drive through, like, places where people live, I mean, it's extreme poverty. They're doing well for themselves because of what they do. I mean, you got to think, like, $100 a person, and you give them, like, this epic experience for their money.
They're like living in the old Blue Lagoon house.
Yeah, like, I mean...
like poor.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're, like, at the time, you know, we're sitting... And it was raining, which I know people bitch when it's raining on vacation. I'm like, you're in paradise. If the water's warm, just go out and enjoy yourself.
Rain, yeah.
Like, it's beautiful. You're not going to experience this ever again in your life. And we're like having like this home cooked, like true Caribbean styled, you know, meal at somebody's house, you know, with the rain falling and you're just like looking at jungle. And it's a pretty awesome way to finish your day.
Yeah, man.
And
that's a good vacation.
It was a good vacation. I don't think I'll ever top that. So, ever.
Yeah. So it's Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I went to the Grand Canyon.
I went to the Grand Canyon. I wasn't impressed.
Meh.
Derek's been to Hawaii, and
I wish I was older for it though. I wish I wasn't, you know, just 16. I wish I was
right.
You know, was able to experience it, go out to, you know, a bar or a club or something like that. You know, my mid to late 20s would have been perfect, you know, for Hawaii. But, I mean, one time I went to Boston for a Red Sox game. Just went up for a Red Sox game. That was cool. Spent a couple days there. Between that and Connecticut. I had family in Connecticut. But great seats. You know, got to see the Red Sox. Got my ticket signed.
How was Fenway?
Fenway... Everybody needs to go to Fenway at least once. And I highly, highly suggest that if you do go to Boston, just spend the $15 and take a tour of Fenway Park, because it brings you all around Fenway Park, inside and out, and talks about the history of it. And they even bring you up on top of the Green Monster, so you get to see what the field looks like from top.
Up there.
Yeah, because unless you buy a $350 ticket, you're not going to see that. It's just $15,
right.
You know, thing shows you pretty much the whole place.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's worth it. Just being remotely a baseball fan.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a huge
it.
baseball fan, but Wrigley and Fenway are the two places.
Wrigley's
I like
on my
go.
bucket list. So if you want to do that quote from
Chicago
thing,
Blues
I'll
Brothers.
I'll go with you if we put a baseball
right.
game in there. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I highly suggest people do that. And Boston, you said you lived in Boston, you hated it, but
Yeah.
as far as visiting Boston as a spectator of Boston, I think it's a pretty badass city.
We'll have to go when the Yankees play, because I have this weird thing that every time I see the Yankees, I've actually been to a Yankee game. First pitch to a Yankee is a home run every damn time. It's been about 5 times. All 5 times, and that's not something that happens all the time. So I'd love to see the anger on your face when that happens.
I've seen the Yankees play the Red Sox in Boston, and I've seen the Yankees play the Red Sox in New York. In Boston, it was a 3-game weekend series, and the game that I went to, we won. And the game that I went to in New York, we got pretty slaughtered. And it was funny because after the game ended, this dude, I was like way up there, like
in New York.
Yeah, but
I've always had nosebleed seats when I saw the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean it's well, I was at the new stadium too that got built a few years back.
Oh, okay.
My picture on the wall there is from.
I haven't been to the new stadium. I've only been to the old one.
So you could where I was sitting. It was pretty badass. My friend hooked me up. I never thought I'd be able to go to New York to see a Red Sox game, so it was pretty cool. But where we were sitting, I could just see the top of the foul pole. That's how high we were up. So the Yankees ended up winning, and this dude runs up to me, and I'm sitting there, in my scooter and all, has his hat off, and he's in my face pointing at it, be like, "Yeah, Red Sox suck. Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Dude, really? I'm in a scooter, man." And he goes, "Oh," and just like walked away. I'm like, "Hey, go pick on somebody else." I was like, eh.
You know, when I was
I didn't say I was in a scooter. I just kind of motioned like with my hands, like, "Look."
When I was moving into Boston, and just this feud cracks me up to no end because I could give a shit less, right?
Oh, it is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. We went to Boston and we got lost because Boston is
Boston
a bitch
streets,
to get around.
Boston streets were created based on I think pig trails.
Yeah,
pig trails.
So it's tough to get around if you're not from there.
There's not like a grid like out in Arizona. It's a grid. Down in Florida, it's pretty much
Phoenix
grid.
is a
Here,
grid.
It's kind of gritty.
Yeah, there's a lot of main roads, and it makes sense how to get to something.
Boston's just a cluster.
It's a cluster. So we had stopped, and it was like we actually. I mean, if anybody's going to know their way around, it's somebody. It's like a postman.
Yeah,
they know an area. They know their route. You can give them an address and know exactly where it is. So we stopped, and it was U.S. postal worker. He's like, "What's your accent?" It's my dad. It's like, "Oh, we're from New York." And he's like, "I'm not helping you." And he just walked away. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want help, you got to be wearing a Red Sox hat.
Totally.
That's the way it is. Deep hatred towards the Yankees.
I was like, holy shit. Remember my dad's he's like, "I don't even watch baseball." He's like, "It doesn't matter. You're from New York." So
where would you want to go? If you could take a vacation anywhere, where would you want to go?
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
The one thing that I've always wanted to do, just because I want to go to a good race, because I'm into motor racing, I want to go to France so I can camp out and do the 24 hours of Le Mans. The 24-hour race.
Yeah.
I want to camp.
You can do
Circle
that.
of Sarth.
You can do the 24-hour race down in Florida. They have one at Daytona 500. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
same cars and everything. It's just same thing.
Yeah, but it's different. It's being at a racetrack that has stands, or camping in in France at a nice little idyllic town.
Yeah, I get
I got you.
It's about the place, not the race.
Exactly.
That was a poem. Huh.
Look at you go.
I'm all right. You? What's your dream? Universal Studios, Hogwarts?
No, that's my wife. She wants to live there.
It's badass, man.
Right.
It's badass. So, where would you, if you could have a choice to go anywhere?
I said that very condescendingly, by the way.
No, I didn't. Not intended that way.
I don't know if I just want a vacation, but I'd just like to end up in the Keys, living in a lean-to, working on a shrimp boat.
They have a bear festival every year there in the Keys, actually. Not the kind you think, but a bear festival nonetheless.
Wow.
Let's do a GoFundMe for that. Griz wants to go to the bear festival in the Keys.
So, to be a shrimp boat captain?
I lived in Florida for 15 years.
That's a bad joke. That's a really bad joke.
Shrimp boat captain. Yeah, I've never been to the Keys.
Why is he laughing like a little schoolgirl?
I know. Seriously. He's really entertained by himself.
Oh, that's so fucked up. Okay.
So I think we broke Matt.
I'm back.
Right.
No, I would want to go to Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
My parents did that. They did a cruise, and then they spent I think they took like a train, like it was like a train, and there was a bunch of different things they did. They said it was absolutely amazing. Their favorite trip, and they've been around to a lot of different destinations.
My friend's parents did a cruise to Alaska, and they said it was the best cruise they've ever been on. They said you don't understand the size of a glacier until you're there.
Yeah.
You can't comprehend it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so Alaska.
Yeah.
That's where I'd want to go.
You know what movie really made me want to go to Alaska?
The Thing?
No. That Al Pacino and damn it, Robin Williams. Insomnia? You ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the photography alone, I just was like, even though I think the first time I watched it through, I missed a bunch of the story because I was just like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's insanely gorgeous. I need to go.
It's just
that's a good
cold,
one.
man. Just cold. Cold.
You get cold in your apartment,
I
though,
do.
So.
I do. I'm always cold.
Look at me. I'm built for Alaska.
I get that. I'm built for Alaska. Alaska was built for me. I said it's not cold enough out here, so they built
raised
Alaska.
these mountains with me in mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, the two places I'd like to go are totally polar opposite. You know, like to get lost in the Keys or, you know, the Bahama area.
Yeah.
Or go to Alaska and rough it in the woods.
I really would like to go to stay in that hotel in Fiji that's over the water.
Talking about the one in Bora Bora?
Bora Bora. Yeah, that's what I want. Bora
That
Bora.
area, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's always been a kind of a bucket list
that's
for me.
everybody's bucket list if you know, for a minute.
Yeah.
So
Have you heard about the oil derrick that's out in the Gulf that they turned into a kind of a hotel?
I did hear about that.
You can rent it for like a week, and they take you and all your supplies, and they don't return for another week.
It just sounds like The Shining, but on an oil rig.
I'd be like, I'll take some guns just in case.
I know. 'Cause
Like
you never know.
pirates. I mean, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too many, like, creepy things that can happen out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Are y'all fans of, let's go rent a cabin in the middle of the woods in nowhere?
That's me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down with that.
Nah, I feel like I'm going to die.
See, I used to go when I was younger.
I think it's beautiful and gorgeous, but...
Well, I used to go stay at a church camp for a week at a time, and they had the open air cabins where it was just like the big cabins with the bunks and the screens, just like the cabins that's in the movies. You know, the Jason
Okay.
Friday the 13th
So,
movies.
So it just had screens and stuff. It was like not
Yeah, there was
really-
no heating and air at all.
Yeah, like the bungalows. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
So yeah, I'd love to go stay in one of those. Get me in the woods near a creek. And go fish. Good stuff.
Yeah, that sounds relaxing. That does sound relaxing. Awesome.
Oh,
Gosh, I need a vacation. Can't wait.
So what about
3
you? What's your dream?
Well, Fiji,
Fiji?
Bora Bora, but
This is just
I mean,
Bora.
if I had the money or whatever, I'd really like to.
Is there anything outside the box? Because I mean, I know for me, like anything that like I'd want to do, I mean, it's something I could access by like just off the top of my head. It's accessible by cruise or like by car. I can fly there. Easily. Is there anything outside the box, like something that's not even like necessarily
The moon, I guess. The moon.
I want to see the dark side of it,
No,
man.
I had
I'd really-
I had aspirations at one time to walk the entire Appalachian Trail.
I could still see you doing that, actually.
Right on.
I could still
That's pretty
see you
cool.
doing something like
Because
that.
what is it? 2,000 miles? The full
I think
trail?
I think it's about 2,300.
And it goes
maybe.
through like neighborhoods and stuff and ends up
Yeah.
in backyards. And they actually
It goes through that. It goes but next to Centralia, Pennsylvania, that town that had to shut down because
The
of
mining
the
fire?
mining fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
that's eerie as fuck.
I know that they have people that live on the trail, like own homes, live on the trail. There's places you can stop on that trail, and the people will let you in, and they'll give you food, and they'll let you shower and stuff like that. It's like a common, So
Yeah, I haven't.
I could totally see you doing that. It's like a 3-month thing or whatever.
I met 3 people that my cousin's one of the 3 people that I've know that have done it, and of those 3 people, each one of them have gotten robbed on the way.
Are you
up.
shitting me?
And everything has gotten stolen.
Are you serious?
Yep.
People are such assholes in this world sometimes.
Yeah, so that's the biggest pause. Is first of all, I can't afford to take 3 months off to go.
Yeah, I get that.
And then, yeah, just that whole.
Yeah, it's dangerous just because people are like very opportunistic with it.
Yeah.
I've read that about like other hiking trails. I guess I should have figured that it would also be the case on the Appalachian Trail as well.
Yeah.
But
still, just
people are scumbags.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
This world sucks.
That's
It's-
why I
it's
want to
just-
go to the moon.
I know.
It's just one of those bucket lists, like how many people can say that they ran a full marathon? It's 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
Or completed a triathlon, hiked the Appalachian Trail.
Have you ever
So-
watched the Iron Man thing that comes into town here?
Yeah.
I've never gone down for it. Is it just... Oh, there they are. Is it like the Grand Canyon for you, or is it,
You're like,
Meh.
meh, meh.
I mean, they were running.
It's like they didn't go coast to coast. It's like, so I got to an
No,
ocean.
I was
Then
in this corner.
I figured I'm just going to turn around and I'm just going to keep running. I had maybe about 17 Dr. Peppers.
Okay.
What was wrong with that?
I said no. No, if I could, would like to tour baseball parks.
Poor baseball parks.
Yeah. I'm not a gigantic baseball fan anymore, but that's kind of I'd like to do that. Just check out different baseball parks. 'Cause I think that's cool. Be there for game day, an afternoon game, see the different stadiums.
Yeah.
Wrigley
Right.
Field, I'd like to go to a night game at Wrigley Field
Yeah.
because they went so long without lights. I remember watching on television the first game they had with lights when I was a kid. So,
I think Europe would be cool. Just the amount of history, time-wise.
I agree with
Over
that.
there.
And Greece and all that, but I
Yeah.
just feel like it's all just steps everywhere.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's exactly what I feel about
That is perfect.
anything overseas. It's just giant steps everywhere. You just look at it. Look,
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to Germany, Deutschland. I'd love to go over there.
Right.
I feel that part of me is, German.
you should
but
get that DNA test done.
Yeah, I should.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking
Cinnamon
about.
had it done.
Right on.
Yeah. She's like 5 different things. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully she'll be on this podcast soon. But yeah, it was
Totally.
like $100, and she found out the percentages of her nationality, her
Right.
Heritage.
I apologize. Heritage based on a blood test. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty wild.
yeah, it's pretty wild, pretty amazing, impressive.
Do you have any aspirations to go to South America?
I want to go to Flotsam Paradise.
I mean, Chile is a very. I mean,
It's a very
the bottom
diverse.
third of South America is very, very.
What's interesting
they
about
have,
Chile
like,
is
all
there's
Gia,
like a
climates.
and Gia's Chilean, right?
yeah, she is.
Yep.
Yeah, sat next to her forever, and she's like, she's like, "You're Chilean." Like, always freaked her out.
I know. And you're like, I don't understand Spanish.
It's like, no,
No hablo.
no hablo español.
Oh God.
No,
Sorry, Juan.
yeah, sorry, Juan.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
my bad, dude. No,
Okay.
not so much. There's like a lot of things that I'd love to see that I don't even know where I began. One of the things that I want to do is I want to go to New Zealand just because I want to see where they filmed a lot of Lord of the Rings. Because I am that nerd and it is insanely beautiful.
And my axe.
Yeah.
The Shire.
Rocks.
You want to go to the Shire?
I never thought I'd die next to an elf. How about a friend? Yeah. But
It may make me cry, man.
I
I love
Holy-
those movies.
Oh, they're so good. I remember I got them just going off the rails as we usually do. When I got the extended that epic box set that's got
Yes.
50,
Had
I
'em
got
all.
that.
I had them all.
And I watched the extended editions. I remember I started after breakfast or something, and
They're all like 4 to 4.5 hours long.
They're long, and I remember being like,
That's what she said.
I hate you so much.
I was seriously, I was 9.5 hours in, and Lauren was like, "Hey, do you want to get lunch or something, or like dinner?" I'm like, "Dinner? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, you've been watching that for 9.5 hours." And I'm like, "Oh,
But the Two Towers isn't over yet.
right, exactly." Yeah, I love that, and like,
Which one is your favorite out of the
three movies?
Yeah, because we're not even going to talk about The Hobbit.
Oh, oh, freaking Hobbit movies suck.
That's what we're talking about. Lord of the Rings.
First one, Fellowship. It's my favorite.
I love Fellowship, but you know what was interesting?
I would like to visit Elf City.
Rivendell.
Rivendell. Right on.
Elf City.
I love to visit Elf City too.
That's on the North Pole, Derek.
That was salty.
Maybe you could ask Santa for some new legs.
You must be a South Pole.
Oh,
shit!
damn!
That's mean.
Who's making all the crippled jokes now? I hope you die.
I will someday.
Yep.
Oh man,
Such a dick.
probably for me.
That was funny, bro. I'm gonna give you that one.
Yeah,
And I did. He said no.
yeah. Probably the Two Towers, actually.
Two Towers.
Yeah, you know what's? I think it's probably because of all of them. I've seen Fellowship and Return of the King. I saw them a lot, and for a while, it might just be that I just haven't seen the Two Towers as long because I haven't owned. Because I think I saw it like on TV a couple of times. I didn't actually see Two Towers in theaters, where I saw Fellowship and I saw Return of the King in the theaters like multiple times.
The very first time I saw the first one, Fellowship, it was me and my ex-girlfriend. We had snuck, and her sister and her sister's husband, and we'd all bought Cokes and snuck a big ass bottle of rum in, and just got shitty during the movie. And like back in the day when I broke my seal and had to that first time, after that you could set your clock to it every 10 minutes. I had to go to the bathroom.
It sucks.
So like every 10 minutes, like halfway through the
every
movie,
10 minutes you get in and out of your scooter.
No, I was sitting in my.
You were sitting there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, I was in a wheelchair then, so I had to manually power myself. And the ramp coming up that ramp, damn. And if you're not leaning far enough forward up that ramp and you're pushing yourself, you can easily tip back. It's a dangerous situation. Just saying.
And you're a little drunk doing it too.
I was very drunk.
You're very drunk.
God, that was a fun night.
Yeah. What about you? You said it was.
I have a hard time figuring out which of those movies is my favorite.
They're really good.
All of them are very good.
I had a hard time. Yeah,
the ending of the last one, Return of the King, it was like, okay, you're done. Okay, you're done. Okay, you're done. Because they just kept wrapping up every single story at, every storyline, which I get. But it was like, all right, I'm out of popcorn.
Wow.
So it was a little
Return of
too-
the King is definitely not my favorite. It has some pretty epic parts in
the
it.
battle scenes are just amazing.
It's probably a toss-up between Fellowship and the Two Towers. I had a hard time getting into the Two Towers the first couple times I saw it because of the introduction of the new characters from Rohan.
Right.
Yeah.
But it all, like, after you watch Return of the King, it kind of puts everything, gives you the full picture of everything, how everybody comes together. So then you look back at it and you're like, okay, Two Towers is pretty epic.
You mentioned the Pirates
yeah.
of the Caribbean earlier. Are you looking forward to the new movie?
Not really. I didn't even see all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a Pirates.
I have no, like I only understood, one of the movies. The other ones, I couldn't
Were you
follow.
watching them the way that you watch Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah. That's going to be hung over my head for, the rest of my life.
Well, we have it recorded that you didn't know what you're talking about.
I know. Well, I didn't. At least I admitted it. I'm man enough to
I
admit
only
it.
was paying attention to a quarter of the screen.
We were so... Because we're so close to it, I could only see it. I had to use my peripheral vision for the left-hand side of the screen.
Jeez, that sucks.
And his peripheral is not way strong.
No, not strong at all. So we're gonna wrap this up, guys. We've been
Totally.
talking for like almost an hour now.
Whatever.
It's fun.
But sorry to
So-
get on the Lord of the Rings, but New Zealand would be pretty.
Yeah,
epic.
I mean,
See,
it's just gorgeous.
That just seems hilly for me. I just
Yeah, you're oh shit. I gotta.
I mean, it'd be nice to go to Ireland to the Highlands where there's hardly any trees. Where Braveheart, so I don't even know if that was filmed there on location, but
interesting.
Yeah.
Filmed in Utah.
well, me and my wife
Probably.
we watched that Fool's Gold. It's Matthew McConaughey movie with Goldie Hawn's daughter, but it's supposed to be in the
Kate
Keys.
Hudson.
Yeah, Kate Hudson. It's supposed to be in the Keys,
From Almost Famous.
and it's actually filmed off the coast of Australia. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Keys weren't pretty enough, apparently.
Have either of you ever been to New Orleans?
I have.
Is it cool or? I almost went there.
It's
instead
very
of Florida.
interesting. I went on a college trip when I was in high school. We were juniors.
That seems what?
Yeah, we went
Huh?
touring colleges while we were
Thank
at the
you.
end of
Okay.
our junior year in high school.
Okay.
And it was our class was divided into 4 different areas, and we got West Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We went down to New Orleans to go visit Tulane, and there was like 27 of us, 30 16, 17 year
Only
olds.
5 returned.
No, here's the thing though, they dropped us off at one end of Bourbon Street, and the teachers were like, okay, we'll see you on the other end in the French Quarter for a beignet.
No, you guys are like 18. That's no.
We were not 18.
No.
No,
Yeah.
they were
But you
not
only have to
18
be
yet.
18 to drink there, right?
That's 21.
Is it
I
21?
don't think they
there?
really give a shit, though, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
So, yeah, we walked down, and some of us grew up a lot that day.
Yeah. I bet. Saw
Some
more
of us-
beads than you expected to, huh?
Well, it wasn't Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it wasn't Mardi Gras.
Oh.
But still, it's
Yeah. It's always Mardi
It's-
Gras.
interesting. It was almost like the Harry Potter Diagon Alley with, like, Nocturne Alley. Like, there's some areas where, like, the sun's shining, but still there's the shadows.
Yeah. I totally get that.
That's genius.
I know, right? Oh, shoot. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up. So that was awesome.
I never. That's amazing.
I know. We're going to just let it on that right
Yeah.
there.
On that note,
Yeah, on that note. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Wow. That was...
I'm not even going to ask you anymore, Matt. Matt says no. So,
I'm turning my mic off.
Griz, anything to say?
Hashtag because Metallica.
Yes, 5 weeks.
Quickly approaching,
5 or 6 weeks now, yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to be there, so got to drive you down.
Oh, I can ride with somebody else if you want. I mean,
No, I got you.
all right, cool. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I know. It's
Got the
gonna be awesome.
hotel. We locked the hotel down.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Stoked. It's going to be amazing.
And hashtag be love and safe travels.
Yes.
So it's a great big world. Start making it smaller.
Yes, and if you have any awesome vacations that you want to say where you've been, feel free to put it on our page and just let us know what you've enjoyed about it.
And I definitely stole Captain America's line. So there you go.
There we go. All right. Everybody, thanks everybody. And as always, even a speed bump can be a jump.
No.
Thank you for supporting Walking in My Wheels. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you have something to say, email us at walkinginmywheels@gmail.com. Keep being awesome people and hashtag be love.